Well, welcome, sisters, my Drummond sisters, Tara and Flo and Barbara, to our first series of Drummond Sisters in Business. I just want to acknowledge country first, where I live and work, the Turrbal and Yuggera people here in Meanjin in Brisbane, South East Queensland region. And just wanted to say welcome to you all, and want to acknowledge our elders, past and present, and our aspiring leaders of tomorrow. So just want to open it up to the floor. What a start. Oh my God, my eyes are teary already. So let's go around to the room. Taryn, we'll start off with you.
Hi, everyone.
Just acknowledging country and where you're located, I guess.
I am currently living on Darug land in Western Sydney, and yes, of course, would like to acknowledge the elders and the traditional people of whose land that I'm connecting from today. And yes, hold on, are we still here? My internet's still here. Can everyone hear me?
Having me join you today. So acknowledging the Whadjuk people of the Noongar Nation over here in beautiful Perth.
And Barbara?
Afternoon, sisters. Yes, coming from Cairns, far North Queensland, acknowledging the elders here, past and present, up in the tropics.
Wonderful. So the purpose of today, and the reason why we've come together to join as Drummond Sisters in Business, the purpose behind that is to showcase what we're doing in our own businesses, and showcasing our products, to communities, but also sharing our journey, sharing some gems, our challenges, why we got started and why we're doing what we're doing. And but also to acknowledge and celebrate Indigenous Business Month, which is held every year in October. So if I can start off with the deadly Taryn here. She's a life coach and also a Zumba coach, and regularly runs weekly sessions. So Taryn, would you like to introduce your business?
Okay, yeah, sure. As you can see, I'm pretty much promoting it too as well with my Zumba posters. So yes, I have a background in dance, and this was probably the next step. I've done cultural dance and also modern style dance too as well. But the latest thing that I've ventured into for my business is Zumba fitness, and something that I enjoy. Of course, it's a dance background, but something that, keeps me healthy too as well at my age. So, and a few of you have come to my classes, so which I've really enjoyed, having family in classes too as well. And it is about having fun, having a good time, but also, we do have to worry about our health. We are getting on, and, if it's still just keeping me moving. So that's why I've sort of like ventured down that path too as well. There's different options, just not your normal Zumba, jump around, have fun. There's like even Zumba Gold too as well for mature age people, which I should say I'm venturing into. But yeah, it's something that I've taken down this path, including it with coaching people on a health program too as well in weight loss. So I've got to be a product of the product. So that's why I'm doing a bit of both and everything. But yeah, in it for a few years, but really enjoying it. Yeah.
That's great. That's great. So, Flo.
Yes, so me over here. So with my background, honestly, with IWIMRA, it's really been an evolving type of thing, and I guess I'm still figuring out to some degree. But it started when I was operating in WIPA for mining, and I really found that there was a lack for representation for Indigenous people in general. And I thought, I'm going to go start a Facebook page. But honestly, it was a gut feeling type thing. It was like, you should do this. So you're like, why don't you do something like that? So I did, and I was super scared when I started it. And I had such a huge element of shame as well, because we couldn't really speak for, I couldn't speak for anything about mining at all. I didn't know nothing about nothing. But yeah, grew from that and grew very quickly. And then I had to really find my feet as well. as a business person, because I didn't have a lot of business experience, and still building that governance and confidence and structure and all of that kind of stuff on the way as I went and as I continue to grow. So that started there, and it's really been really a really great journey about self-discovery as well, about my own self. And what I found, it was a lot about, you know, there's all these structures that we try to influence or to change or to make better, but it came down to empowerment more than anything. So a lot of things around women's empowerment, about your own identity and all of that, like it's really kind of come back to that. So it's a really nice place where I am right now. So consulting to industry, doing some other work as well, but growing and enjoying it. So yeah, that's kind of been my start.
That's great. We'll have an opportunity to dig a bit more into, you know, the purpose behind, you know, what we're doing and while we're doing it. So I'll hand over to Barbara to introduce her business to everybody.
Yes, I am the CEO and owner of Black Pearl Indigenous Catering, and it originally began, I would say, in Sydney at a Yaba Festival. I did a food stall there and had a little bit of taste of, you know, dishing out and providing food from our people that we, you know, food that we grew up on, etc. It was something that was lacking in the Sydney community, island food, Torres Strait Island food in particular. And then when moving ends, me and a few ladies wanted to do some fundraising, to travel down to Newcastle for personal development seminar, and you know, we started doing food stalls here in Cairns. And then after that, I kind of got a taste of it and just kept going with it every year. And all of a sudden, before I know it, Black Pearl came out and doing every festival, whether it's a kayak Indigenous festival, whether it's the NAIDOC festivals, etc., around town, and people are wanting more. So now, you know, doing a shop front in Cairns at one of the shopping centres and trialing that and seeing how that business runs. But now that I have a new business partner from Mapoon, we're going to venture into food vans, 1 or 2 or 3, and
Right.
get those trucks happening around town, around community, around region, whether it's going all the way up to NPA, whether it's going all the way down to Brisbane even. The market's there. So definitely the journey for the future is looking bright. But yeah, we can talk about that more.
Yeah, that's great. Oh, look, and I've helped Barbara at a few of her previous food stalls. I think Big Talk One Fire, Kayak a few years ago, and I'll tell you, it ain't easy. It's a lot of back work. Oh my gosh, I don't know how you do it, but yeah, I'll take my hat off to you.
Thank you.
Yeah, so today we're just going to have some yarns, have some laughs, yeah, share our journey, as I said, and yeah, but I guess everyone wants to know, how are we related to each other? How are we all connected here in the Drummond family? Yeah, so I don't know, Taryn, did you want to start?
I keep saying yes, and then I realize I was muted. Sorry. Okay, so yes, we're all related. We're all cousin sisters, and that's one fabulous thing of being all together, seeing everyone beautiful. And for Flo and I, out there, we have the same grandfather, and Flo, you can also elaborate too as well. So our fathers are brothers, and I want to say at the top and at the bottom, and so that's how we're related. And then we're related to you guys too as well. But Flo, do you want to keep going?
Yeah, no, I definitely think you covered there. Well, no, I think it's right. Yeah, well, I know obviously it's right. Like, yeah, that's it. Your dad's the eldest and my dad's the youngest. So she's gonna actually spoke to him today. So yeah, it's just awesome.
Oh wow. Yeah, so with Barbara and I, yeah, so we're descendants of up there, Osmond Drummond, sorry.
My brother.
Yeah, and yeah, so we descend from that line, and Barbara and I, her mother, Auntie Annie, and my father, Michael Drummond, their brother and sister. So yeah, that's how we're all closely connected. Yeah, so let's move along now. Yeah, so I just wanted to ask, I guess starting off, so we're all in business, and you know, especially when you're first to working in the commercial space, there's that fear of the unknown, and you know, I'm sure we've all experienced that. But I guess, you know, it's about stepping out of your comfort zone and you know, surrounding yourself with all of those people with you know, that know more than you, that have more experience under their belt, you know, so you could learn from and you know, gain the skills and knowledge, you know, to help you, you know, start on your own business journey. And you know, even though it may seem all exciting and all of that, and you have big plans to, you know, your vision and where you want to go, you know, your direction, it also comes with its challenges as well, big and small. And it's about learning from those, and you know, and we all make mistakes, but it's all part of our learning, and it's good to make those mistakes and those failures, but it's more important to learn from them so you don't repeat them over time. Yeah, so Flo, yeah, so you're the CEO of your business, and I've been following your journey for some time now, and yeah, just admire you and you know, with what you're doing to work, you know, and it's just amazing to see your growth. You know, since you started, especially, you know, coming from, you know, starting off in Weeper. So, yeah, so what has been some of the challenges that you've experienced so far?
Yeah, it's been a long journey, but over, you know, the 3-4 years, it seems so like enduring and so deep learnings. But my motto, honestly, is fail fast. So I know I'm going to fail, so I just fail, get back up and just keep on going. That's been like my biggest motto. But for me, my biggest learnings more than anything, I was always, I'm definitely getting better at public speaking, but I think it was to really show up as well for myself. So every time I was invited to something, I'd go. So I'd make sure, and the best thing about the industry that I worked in is that, and our circumstances, right, we don't have children or anything, and we lived away. I could afford to say yes and book it straight away and then go and fly and not worry about those financial pressures that come with starting a business and all that kind of stuff and waiting for grants and all of that. So that was my biggest advantage, I reckon, more than anything, because it really worked a lot on my profile then. Like I was just everywhere. Like I made sure I was everywhere. I was very social. I was making sure I was everywhere on Facebook, but I'm also LinkedIn and building my profile. And that consistency was hugely beneficial. But now that I've slowed down with work, I can really now see that financial burdens at the very beginning, it can make or break a business, definitely very early on. Confidence for me, and like speaking about something so close to people's heart, I suppose, with country and the nature of mining, and then of course in the bigger picture around Indigenous engagement and mining, really demanded that I did a lot of research and work and made sure that I talk proper, and obviously not talk for any other people's country at all, like really having that cultural protocol there. So that's always been a big learning for me, and just really juggling between the Western world and our world as well.
I'd like to delve a bit more deeper into that, especially being a First Nations woman in Australia, but also in business. So yeah, we can talk more about that later on. So yeah, over to Taran. What has been some of your challenges, you know, getting your business up and running?
I think like some things that Flo had said, they really transcend to me as well too. And in a sense of getting up and just doing it, like having a go and not stepping back down, and not so much taking no for an answer, but you have to fail to move ahead, to see where, okay, if I fail, then what's the next step? What do I do? Like I'm just not going to fail and fall into a whole heap, which we do sometimes, but it's okay to get back up. And I think the best thing about it is that even though if I feel comfortable, you know, well, everybody thinks, okay, she dances, she's got a dance background. It's a learning, and being able to learn from older people, younger people, no matter what age, and be open to that. I'm always open to learning from whoever, you know, whatever they've got to give, and be open to listening to as well. You know, that, you know, plays a very big part, just being open to, you know, accept things into your life that probably, you know, you're being so into this little comfort zone, and then stepping out, you're like, can I do it? Can I do it? And having that push, and then also having the support of others too as well with everybody. So
yeah, great.
But there's always going to be challenges. But I love what I said. You just got to brush it off and get back up.
That's right. It just makes it all more exciting, doesn't it?
Yep.
Over to you, Barbara. And look, sister, I've been there. I've seen it. I've felt it. And I've blood, sweat and tears working in your industry. It's tough work. Yes. So you want to share some of your challenges?
My industry, it's for me, it's a passion. So I don't have a problem getting up and bouncing out of bed and doing it again and again. But the challenges that I currently is experiencing that I've never ever experienced in the last 5-7 years of the food industry is starting the shop front takeaway shop is been my most challenging 6 months that I wish upon nobody. And I understand now what people around the world are going through when they're running a shop, and it's not fun. Financially, it can be a definite challenge. You don't have that finance. It's you can't sleep or eat, etc., and trying to figure out how to make it happen. And then when you do have the finance and so much of it, you're like, oh, what do I do? And you don't want to make the wrong choices, and you want to make it correct, but there's no correct. It's either make a choice and then deal with the consequences, whether it's good or bad, and then hope that it's the right decision that you've made, so that you can move along to the next task. And then I guess now when the journey I'm on is involving whether it's employees and then contractors, etc., that's a challenge in itself, juggling that and being professional and handling situations, negative and positive. That's a new whole challenge in itself as well. And so this last 6 months has been a huge challenge for me, and I'm kind of excited to come out of it next year. And I know now what I have done wrong or the choices I've made, and what I can now do from the backlash and the bad side of business. And now I can write those notes and say, okay, this is what I want to do now from now on. I know where to go from here, and I'm excited for that because I've experienced it. I've gone through it, and thank God for the passion of food. Thank God for the love of family, the support. Family support is so much. If I didn't have family support, I don't know where I'd be. Community support, corporate support has made the bad side or the challenges so much exciting to move ahead and bounce up and get on with it, dust it off. It's okay, I've got this. I know what I'm doing. I have people that want this to succeed, so I will succeed and I will get this done. And I just have to make sure I write down what I've learned from those challenges and just keep on going, I guess, and just try not to make it again. But we're human, so sometimes we have to do it a couple of times before we wake up and say, oh, that's right, I can't do that. That's because this is what happened. So there is a lot of challenges.
That's great. That's great. Oh, look, and let's give Barbara a big round of applause. I mean, opening her own shop, I mean, that's great, sis. And the amount of support that you're getting from family and from the Cairns community up there is great too. So I just wanted to, I guess, share a little bit about me and my Black Diamonds Women's Empowerment business, I guess, and why I got started. Well, where do I start, actually? So Black Diamonds Women Empowerment, the concept was designed back in Cairns, actually, and I back in 2015, 2016, and I remember Barbara and I were driving down Mulgrave Road in Cairns, and we had our own little support group of sisters up there, mostly all single mums, and we'd all endured domestic violence at different levels in previous relationships, and to the sisters, they had absolutely no idea that I was actually enduring domestic violence myself, which is something I kept to myself, and I thought that I'd survive it, and proudly enough I have, and I did get through that. So we're here driving down Mulgrave Road, and we were trying to decide on a name to call our little support group. And I don't know if you recall, Barbara, but yeah, we were heading out to Warri, I think, out to where you were living. And yeah, and then all of a sudden, you know, we're struggling trying to think of a name. And then, yeah, I came up with Black Diamonds, and I thought, yeah, that's great. Let's call our little support group that. Yeah, so and yes, that was our little group, and you know, we were supporting each other, you know, through that. And then unfortunately, I had to escape Cairns once I break from the domestic violence relationship that I was going through, and I had to escape Cairns to you know, to safeguard myself and my daughter. So yeah, took the Black Diamonds name down to Townsville. And yeah, decided to pursue my passion in that area where I felt that you know, I was able to help more of our sisters you know, overcome domestic violence. Yeah, and especially being a survivor of family violence as well, over an 18-year period, and witnessing our other sisters, you know, enduring domestic violence. I thought, yeah, this is one of my passions, other than being a mum. You know, where I could support our sisters through that. And yeah, so, and here I am a few years later, still got a way to go. I'm still not at the point where I want to be, where I had planned to be, but, you know, it's still part of the journey, and, you know, learning those lessons, and we can talk a bit more about that. Yeah, so I guess let's touch on some of the highlights, or maybe share some, you know, funny moments that you've had, you know, being a business owner, because I know, you know, we have our own challenges. Then being a First Nations woman in Australia, and stepping out there into the bigger world, and you know, you become the product of your product, you know, of your business, and it's you know, it's a reputation and image that you need to uphold at all times, you know, when you're out in the community and representing, you know, what you do and who you are, you know, and the services that you deliver. So let's hand it over to Barbara there. Hello, Barbara. And talk about maybe, you know, share some highlights, some funny moments that you've had, you know, being a business owner.
Highlights. Oh, wow. There's been many blessings, and I'm so grateful for it. Whether it's me driving up to Laura Festival with all my children in tent and in the back, and having strangers coming to help take my children, or cut up meat or wash up for me, and all the vegetarians baiting my sop tap and scones, and that's been, you know, an eye-opener. Or whether it's at the shop, having families that I've never met before, on Aboriginal side and our Torres Strait Islander side, even our Malaysian side, and then you know, them coming up with their green grocery bags and stocking up on their food for lunch and dinner. And you know, you don't really get that with other takeaway shops where families stock up to eat so much pig blood and sticky pork and namas. You know, you're like, oh, okay, is that all you want? Oh no, you got damn potato, you want this, you want that, and you're like, okay, that's a lot of food.
That's how they go, eh?
You know, and now it's a regular thing when we see a particular family member, we're like, all right, where's your green bag, shopping bag? And they pull it out of their pocket and stock up. And whether it's having other Indigenous business women coming up and supporting the business as they want to showcase their clothing line, or whether it's their support. Having that, it's giving me exposure to people that I don't usually meet out there, and people, you know, text me on Facebook, can I work for you? Can I, you know, I'm a single mother, I'm looking for work, and those things I never thought I would experience until now, and meeting new faces, community members, to do catering for gigs, etc. And then having regular customers, whether it's the Catholic schools around Cairns, whether it's Department of Housing, whether it's the police force, whether it's, you know, those kind of catering customers that I've never experienced until COVID, and they kept emailing for, you know, lunching, but wanting Indigenous food to provide it, but COVID safe, and I could provide that service as well. That's been an experience, and it's ongoing, and I'm so grateful for that. Oh, there's so much to talk about. So much has happened in 6 months. I don't know, what else, how many more blessings and characters that come into the shop, and whether they're sober, whether they're drunk, and a drunken man that lives in the park will save his $10 to come have some pig blood, and that kind of thing. Like, oh, thank you for your support. You didn't, that he could have drank that, but he did it. He made sure he came all the way to Black Pearl just to buy his food to go back and eat his pig blood. So things like that, you're like, okay, that's different, because it's every day I'm there, and you just don't know who comes up to you. And then festivals, getting more our name out there and getting asked to go to Cooktown or going down to Brisbane, and opportunities are everywhere, and I'm very grateful for that. And now that we're going into a new adventure with the food truck and supplying it to all businesses, whether they phone call us or email us, etc., and pulling up out of their business at the front, and they're like, oh, they're excited about it because they know that Black Pearl can provide a service that is not really there unless it's a pie van or a coffee van. But now having a home cooked meal van providing that service around Cairns or up north is something that they're looking forward to, and we're getting so much more going to happen, and I'm truly grateful and just trying to count blessings. And
that's great. Thank you for sharing. And that's great that you're scaling. It's amazing to see. So over to Taryn.
And what was the question again? Taryn too busy looking at baby there.
Oh, look, that's a funny moment right there. So
and I was
sure you've had many.
I was thinking about the pig's blood.
So did you want to share? I've got my tissues here. Did you want to share some of your funny moments?
Okay, real quick.
Highlights.
Real funny moment that just happened. Actually, before I get to the funny moment, I just want to say one of the highlights, because as I said, I also coach people on a health program too as well. And one of the highlights that I love to see is when people are achieving their goals. And whether it be in weight loss or whether it be in whatever areas they're working on within themselves, just seeing them grow, their personality, them as a person grow. And for me, that's a very big highlight. But I thought I'd just share that. Now, the funny story is, yes, it was on TV the other week. So, I don't know if you'll see it, but I was on Sunrise. And
wait, that's right. Oh my, how did I forget that?
But, well, you should forget it, because wait till you hear the funny. I only got the call the day before. That was like, we're looking for Zumba instructors. You come down to this area, like, this is early hours. And when I was like, I live up the road. I can come, whatever. And so the guy that was running it, he's a Latin dance instructor, and he showed us the choreography just like 5 minutes before. And Sunrise, they're walking around Channel 7. You know me, I'm not the shyest person. So, I talk to people. Next minute, they want to mic me up too as well. I was only supposed
that's the sanguine, choleric.
Well, you want me to say something? So anyway.
Public sanguine, more like it.
Sanguine.
I'm just quiet. No, anyway. So they said, oh no, we're going to mic you up too as well. And I was worried about my dross coming out, everything. I was like, okay, I got this. But the thing was, Tyron still wasn't sure about the choreography. I was like, okay, we're going to be on national TV like 10 minutes. And everybody's texting me, my children text me like, Mom, what time? I was like, not now, person's still going to get these steps. Okay. Now, all I had to say was this: Zumba wear, take my money. That's all he wanted me to say. That's why he mic'd me up. But when we started the thing, and it's a weatherman, so these things are really, really quick. And when he came to me, first of all, Uncle went and called me Tanya. I don't know who Tanya is. It's Tanya. And we had the mask on. And I was trying to correct him, but I was like, Taryn, you don't have that much time. And I reckon, Taryn, but anyway, so I had that mask on, and then he said, Tanya again. I'm thinking, this fella, Tanya. So when he said my name wrong, that probably put me off the step. When you look this way, we were going like this. TV, so all I can do is laugh. I have the video. I got no shame. It's up on my Instagram. People can see me make a mistake on national TV. It's all right. It's all right.
Definitely.
I had to say that was a very quick highlight with Channel 7 Sunrise. But when he said, take my money, I said, yeah, Zumba baby, or something like that. But same time I was there saying, Tara, not Tanya. Anyway. Okay, next, that was my highlight.
Too deadly, oh my gosh. Over to Flo. What's been your highlights or, funny moment you can share?
Gosh, probably not as like crazy as Tara. But
No, Tanya.
Tanya's always crazy.
Oh, too funny. But for me, my highlight, honestly, working with amazing women. So I think I often don't acknowledge the people around me enough, but definitely all the women that I've grown with, that have started with IWIMRA, that have been there through my sanity and sanity times. Amazing women, and the biggest laughs as well. So two things. When my second speaking gig for IWIMRA was on national TV as well. I wasn't dancing or anything like you, Tara. But oh my gosh, like, can't even speak English, no nothing. I had this thing on, and I was on that Warren Mundine show, and they were talking about like Sunday business, and they were talking about stuff, and I got lost and stunned so many times, and this is live as well, so you get like really like, oh, what was that? But like, and you're just looking at like this little hole in the wall. There's no one there talking to you in person, but that was really funny. But the other thing as well, another highlight for us, is that we travel with all of our women together. So we bring as many women along with us, so they experience the excitement around IWIMRA, the buzz of travel, and just the like empowerment of just being able and enabling yourself to do something for yourself. So we went to Latin America just before COVID, and we went to 3 countries, me and 2 other girls, Christina and Janaea. And Christina lives in Brisbane. I don't know if you've met her yet, but she's just so crazy, loves Spanish people, loves speaking Spanish, like love eating Spanish food, but can't even speak Spanish properly. And she's a mad woman, but I love her. It's so funny. And we went to the airport. These airports are huge. They've got like 60 gates where you go and check in, like 60 check-in places. And trust her to go. I'm like, we don't even know where we're going. So she went and asked the lady about where we should go. The lady was talking back to her in Spanish, and all she could say was "sí, sí," and I was like, "You don't even know what she's talking about," and we just walked away. And we're like, "What did she even say?" She's like, "I don't even know." But then we have to ask another person. And I said to Janae, I'm like, Janae, you need to talk to your sister, because she just tried to talk Spanish. We're in like airport security. We're probably going to get arrested or something. But yeah, it was just so funny. But like for me, the highlight is traveling with these deadly sisters and just being around women, who don't often take the time for themselves. So that's a blessing.
That's great. I think the highlight for me being on this Black Diamonds Women Empowerment journey is, I agree with what Flo's saying, bringing the women with you. And, with some of my work, like I actually didn't realize that my story would or could impact someone else, because you just never know, the challenges that you've had, the mistakes you've learned from, how it can inspire another sister. And, at the end of the day, we all share the same vision, and that's to, live healthy and better lives and create better futures for our children, just like baby girl there. Yeah, oh my gosh, my eyes are still tearing up from Tanya over there.
Tanya got it on mute.
Yeah, so I wanted to ask the sisters, who's been your inspiration, or, who's your role model, that you look up to, to help motivate you or continue to inspire you to continue doing what you're doing? So I'll hand over to Barbara. Who's been your role model in your life?
I would have to
or role
say,
models?
Yeah, I think, all of you sisters and all of our other girlfriends that are, single mothers or individuals that are running business and, succeeding in their passion and having a go at it. Everyone, there's anywhere I look and I see a woman doing what they want to do and not what society or their parents want them to do, that's empowering for me. That's motivates me. That has made a lot of decisions of what I'm doing, whether I'm doing, business partner with Taran, with our health business, with our Amway, with our Never 21, or whether it's Black Pearl with you, Melissa, everyone, and then Flo, modeling all those clothing lines. Oh my goodness, I wish I was I want to get back into my size 10 again, so I can go back into modeling. Everyone around me, everyone that I see, whether it's on Facebook, whether it's face to face, all of you inspire me. If I'm feeling down or exhausted from my children, all I have to do is a phone call or look on Facebook and see what my family or friends are doing, and I'm just like, they're doing that today. Well, shit, I'm gonna go do that too. I want to go to the beach too, like Flo is at the moment, lay up in a bikini. And then I'll go for a drive and go to the beach. So every day, some woman, somebody is inspiring me, no matter where they are in the world. We have family overseas as well, and they inspire me every day as well. So I don't have one role model. I have many, and all of you are my role models. And as long as you keep doing what you're doing, it always motivates me to get up, no matter what my situation is or how exhausted I am from some little people here, but they inspire me too, to get out of the house. And,
deadly.
Deadly.
Yeah. Tanya, Taran. What's your
name is going to be stuck. Damn, James Tobin. Anyway, I absolutely agree with what you said. Like being on this panel here with all of you, and I was quite excited about it. Oh, gonna get emotional.
Oh, don't. I've got my tissue box here.
It really, like I said before, it is really important to follow the footsteps of our elders. And that's how I feel, I'm talking personally for me too as well. But if we didn't have that energy that's been passed down to us, to, like you said, to get up and tackle and go for it, then, and I think it's so true what you said, like when I see it's usually social media now because we're all in different parts of the world, but when I see I get excited. I love to see what everybody's doing. And, like what B said, like, oh, well, I better go do that. Like, and it's not a competition. That's what I love about it. It's not a competition, because I'll be like, well, where did you get that from? I need to get it all. Like it's about empowering one another and moving together. Yes, baby girl, yes. I know it's the answer right now. But no, it's of course our family members, our own children inspire me too as well. And there's so many more things to get accomplished. And I just, I think it's just important that we keep looking out for one another. We keep checking in on one another to see, okay, what they do and what we got to do, and also keep checking on one another to say, hey, have you seen this? Or hey, we should do this. So, that's all I share. But yeah, everybody, y'all inspire me. Tanya,
deadly. And over to you, Flo. Who inspires you, or who's your role model?
Deadly. Yeah, definitely. I think for us, or for me anyway, like definitely like our old people, all of our mothers that raised us and all of that. I think for them, that keeps me going. But I think there was a time there as well when like you often try and like help everyone around you, right? You're like, oh, I need to do this and I can do that and be all flexible. But there was a moment there when I was like, Flo, you can't help them if you're not helping yourself, or your cup's not full, or you're not, doing whatever. So I really found that if I could be the best that I could be, that helped so much more and so much more impactful. But mostly that's the only thing that you have in your control, because often, we've got big families, a lot of commitments, a lot of like overlapping commitments and protocols and all of that. But the only thing that we have in control, honestly, is us. So from that moment, I really took that on board. And I think more than anything, that gave me permission to just slay the heck out of anything that I do. And how I do on social media. But I think that moment, it was like, yeah, you need to do the best that you can do, because then that helps everyone so much more.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. I guess for me, my first role model or my motivator is my daughter. I think when I became a mum at the age of 31, she changed my life instantly. And and that was my main purpose in life. I was to demonstrate and be the best role model for her, and be the best mother I can be to her. And just watching her growth over the years and coming into a young woman, 17, going on to 21. um, has come with the challenges, but she continues to motivate me and drive my desire and my passion, and that's to help other women out there who may be struggling or in different similar circumstances. Yeah, so we're coming close to the end of our session here, but I guess one we all live by quotes, motivational quotes, and because we're all individually invested in improving ourselves constantly, and also growing our own individual businesses. We all live by different quotes. So is any of you have a favorite quote that you live by every day, help you get motivated? So Barbara, do you have a special quote that you live by that you want to share with everybody? You just need to unmute yourself.
I have many quotes, but I can't remember them right now. But the quote I say daily, every single day, for the last, I think, 3-4 years now that I've heard it, was as soon as I open my eyes, it's straight away in the mind. I am happy and grateful for my family. I am happy and grateful for my home. I am happy and grateful for my blessings. I am happy and grateful for my children. And that is my quote every single morning for an hour as I'm getting myself ready for work, as I'm getting the kids ready, as I'm having my coffee, and then we start the day. And that has worked for me. And then I'll add more things to that after I'm grateful of what I would like to receive, what I would like to see happen. And usually it happens. And I'm so happy that I found that quote because it works for me. Whether it's money, whether it's car, whether it's material things, whether it's seeing a certain family member, that's my go-to quote every single morning, every day.
Yeah, deadly. Taryn?
I have many quotes. I have many quotes, but I just got to say.
Yeah, thanks to Network 21 and our CEP.
Exactly. The one I have at the end of my email is be fearless in the pursuit of what sets your soul on fire.
Yeah, and deadly.
You've probably seen that one or, heard that one before because, the whole thing of the fear is going to be there no matter what. But it's how about you overcome it? How are you going to get around it, get on top of it, get underneath it and just push through it? So you just got to find that fire and push through. But the one I think also that keeps driving me too as well, if you come into my house, you'll see quotes everywhere, is that I will until. Because you know what?
Yeah, deadly.
We just got to keep going. So
that's right. We will until.
Yes.
A diamond. Flo.
Such beautiful quotes. And actually, for every night, when we have dinner, we say grace. And I'm not I know my mom and is very religious and all of that, but we often don't, go to church or anything like that. But we often do say grace for dinner, and we say that we're grateful for our families and all that. So that's always really something that's beautiful as well. But much the same, many quotes depending on what I'm challenged with at the time. But it is for me. What is it? The one by Nelson Mandela. It seems impossible until it's done.
Until it's done.
Why? Yeah, it's impossible. It seemed impossible until it's done. So back in, and this is just a bit of back end story. So when so 2 years ago in 2019, I went to a UN forum twice internationally in 1 year.
Wow.
And honestly, that whole week prior to the first, it was impossible, right, to even think that. But no, that was amazing. But the week prior to my for me getting approved to go, because it was this whole kind of logistics around it and whole approval around it, you know, because you're going to an international thing, yeah, it just magically happened. And I was like, holy moly, like I thought it was impossible, or, you know, it seemed impossible until it was done. And so since then I was like, nothing's impossible. Like I can do whatever the hell I want. So,
yeah, deadly.
yeah.
Deadly.
Mm.
For me, no, thanks for sharing that. That's great. Action cures fear. You know, we all fear something. And I've learned that in order to overcome those fears is to just do it. Just do it anyway. Just keep going. You know, if you fall down, it's about getting back up again and trying again. Otherwise, if you sit still, dwelling on that fear and being afraid to step out, then you'll never become successful. So, yeah, so many times, you know, throughout my journey, Black Diamonds, I've had to step out of my comfort zone, and I'm glad I did. Otherwise, I would not have known. Would not have known. Yeah, no, thank you, sisters, for sharing. Just one last question I wanted to ask you, which is something I ask all of our sisters when I'm delivering mini workshops and themed events through Black Diamonds, is what legacy would you like to leave in your life for your children? Barbara.
Legacy. I would have to say a foundation of respect, humbleness, because our family is quite talented, us Drummond families, but be humble. I'm teaching my eldest son at the moment, yeah, to achieve whatever you're passionate about and do not allow anyone to tell you no different. And I always say to him, Mummy is one of those black sheeps in our immediate family. I have traveled the world, done careers that none of my family have ever done or attempted. And I'm still succeeding at my passion. And my parents, whether they support me or not, most of the time they don't, until I've done it. Then they've supported me, or they're supporting me now, even through the business I'm doing now. They did not support it at the beginning, and now they support it. And they realize that I am succeeding in what I put forth, and I'm doing it. And I'm teaching my children that do whatever you want to do. Stop following. Don't be a monkey. Be a leader, and be proud of it. You will make mistakes. You will succeed, but you be you. Do you,
Yeah.
And life will be okay.
Yeah, deadly. Lovely. It's amazing. Taryn?
I just have to speak. There now you speak about that is one certain thing that, especially for, you know, our families, that we always have to teach our children, and, you know, something that is, we believe that should be carried on. And but I think, and personally too, within myself, is that thinking of something that I want to be remembered by is that never to give up. And, you know, even when you're at your lowest point, you're still going to get up and give it a go. And even like, no matter what age, don't think the age is going to be a boundary that is going to stop you, because I just really quickly, I sat down with the lady yesterday and she said, oh, what do you do? And then I was saying, you know, all these things, and she goes, oh, you've got a lot on your plate. And I could either had taken that positive or negative. And I was like, oh, well, yeah, I suppose you could look at it like that. But I love doing this. I love, you know, studying. I'm still studying to become a teacher. I love, we got to talk about the Spanish thing. I love, you know, like I'm learning Spanish. You know, I love teaching Zumba, you know, and my ass is 50, but it ain't stopping me. You know, my children be like, Mom, you doing the most.
Go.
You know, like, I know I'm doing the most, but, you know, like, I'm going to be doing the most until I can't do the most anymore. So I think I want to teach my children and leave that legacy as like, just keep pushing, keep doing it. Keep doing what you love. Be respectful, be humble, you know, but just be, and also be mindful of what your body can take and what your mind can take too as well. Yeah. Yeah,
great. Deadly. Over to you, Fly.
Oh my gosh.
What legacy would you like to leave?
such amazing people. And I think from my place as well, really trailblazing across like a very, very complex part of conversation around industry and all that kind of stuff. I think more than anything is just like the legacy is like enabling global engagement for Indigenous people, like, and for, you know, your own self and your family, like knowing that there is no roof, like there's nothing, like there's the sky and the stars and all that kind of stuff. But I think it's just like that open-mindedness around travel, well, you know, travel wide when we obviously can with COVID, but yeah, there's no limits. Absolutely.
Yeah, totally. Thank you. Yeah, so for me, being a mum to my teenage daughter, I think the legacy I would like to leave her is one of financial freedom. You know, so she doesn't, you know, have to struggle financially when she grows up, you know, because we've all struggled, you know, financially at different stages in our lives. It doesn't matter where you come from, who you are, you know, whether you're black or white, but it's about creating that wealth, you know, and financial freedom for my daughter. Through my Black Diamonds business, the legacy I'd like to leave there is to create and build up a sisterhood, you know, across Australia, you know, and continue to empower and inspire our women, and to let them know that you know, they can pursue and be and do and have whatever they want in their lives. And if I can do that and continue to do that work, you know, through my Black Diamonds business, then that's a legacy that I would like to leave. Yeah. So I just want to thank all of you sisters. It's been really, really amazing. You know, this could be the first of, you know, who knows, could be a next one coming up next year. But yeah, we'll see. But yeah, it would be amazing to, you know, I guess to continue to share our journeys and our achievements, but also, you know, showcasing, you know, what we can do as First Nations women out there in the wider community. Yeah, so I want to wish you all the best, you know, and, you know, keep forging ahead, you know, don't give up, and yeah, just keep sharing your passion and your gift, you know, to everyone, every life that you touch out there. So we'll put up everyone's contact details if you're happy to share that, as well as your Facebook pages, emails, and phone numbers. So anyone out there who might be, you know, wanting to find out more about each individual business that we've showcased here today, yeah, so you can contact us, you know, directly. Yeah, so thank you again, sisters. Is there one last closing comment you'd like to share to everybody before we close off today? Barbara?
Yeah, I just want to congratulate all you ladies on your business and your drive. I couldn't imagine this day happening and seeing you do what you do. And I think I'm the youngest here, so for me to look up to my older cousins, sisters, it's nice to feel that I'm not alone, and, you know, use a forging ahead and use a doing your thing, and I can follow in your footsteps as well. So it's comforting to know that, and you're a blessing to the whole family, and looking forward to meeting up in the future. I know we're all in different states and cities, and I believe we have at the Ali's Tinsel opening next year, ladies. So if we can all meet up and finally have a photo and get together then in TI, that would be fantastic, even more, and maybe do an interview on TI live.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
At the beachfront, you know, and maybe adding more family members to the conversation, you know, Bala Ali there, or even Uncle Paul with his hunting of the seafood and everything like that. Well, that would be fantastic as well. Getting the boys involved, eh? You know, and Bala Dion with the dancing, he's still dancing, still going, and, you know, he's he's older, hey Taran, and he's still still dancing around with his, you know, his knee. He's my blood son last week. But yeah. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful for you, and I'm looking forward to seeing you ladies next year. Love you. Same.
Love you too. Thanks, sis. Over to Tara. Any closing comments before we all part ways?
Tanya.
I just want to give a shout out, because I'll let Flo give that shout out for her earrings. I just wanted to shout out my earrings, Hot Brown Honey. they did these fabulous years, and you're Sabi got comb for come here, right? So this is for my combing. So yeah, just
They're yours.
no, it's not actually a comb, but you can use it for that. See, look, I'm going to put it in. Anyway, stop talk silly now.
It does look like a comb.
It is a comb. See? Yes. Anyway, everything that B said, ditto. And yeah, just, you know, like I was so grateful to be a part of this, and so grateful that we all blood, we all pamle, so grateful, and just giving and sending energy to everybody. And keep doing what you're doing, because you keep inspiring me. You keep inspiring me, and come to my Zumba class. Yes, come shake your ass in my class.
Yes, I know.
Flo did.
No.
And over to you, lucky last, Flo.
Thank you so much. And I did a Zumba class, and I was like, oh my gosh, but I was on the biggest high afterwards, because I was just smiling and laughing the whole time. That woman can move, hey, honestly. I was like, dang, like even I can't move. And I had socks on, and she's like, why are you wearing socks for? Where's your shoes? I'm like, because I'm in my house. But I lucky I took it off, because we would need to pretty gently move. Hey. No, but that was really fun. But yeah, much the same with everything, everyone. Thank you, Melissa, honestly, for creating this opportunity and this platform and starting it off. That's always something that takes a lot of, you know, selflessness as well and commitment. So thank you, and big S for you for making this one.
Wow.
And then sending love to everyone, and really looking forward to meeting everyone else as well. Yeah, stay well, stay safe, and you know, stay happy and healthy as well. So
cool. Thank you, sisters. I will see you on the social media platform, and we'll be posting this video shortly for everyone to watch and share.
And
yeah. Oh, actually, wait, I didn't understand that thing. Sorry, Taryn, interrupting that. Sorry, Bob. I didn't say much to Shiloh, another cousin there too that you get on.
Hi, Shiloh.
These are the best. I got every color. So
we've got so much gifted, you know, passionate, skilled, talented people in our family. It's amazing. So thank you, everybody. Thank you, sisters. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Have a nice afternoon.
Small yawa.
Yawa.